sit down and pay very close attention to Tesla's official end of year 2025 recap.
You know, when we started Tesla, the goal was to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy, and that's what we've done. We need to update our mission, which is to achieve sustainable abundance.
Were you paying attention? The video, the recap of the year ends and you thought we were done. We're not. Now, holy shit, dude. It's easy to forget the amount of stuff that happened this year, but this recap really puts things into perspective. FSD V14 rolls out, a massive leap forward, paving the way for the first fully autonomous Tesla vehicles, which are now operating legally. The Optimus humanoid robot making massive progress. A novel side quest, the Tesla Diner opening. Model Y, for the third year in a row, the best-selling vehicle globally. Now, I'm just going to repeat that. Third consecutive year, motherfuckers. A best-selling vehicle on the planet. So much for the false narrative that Tesla's vehicle lineup is getting stale. They need new vehicles, which, as I've pointed out trillions of times, the retards who say this are suffering such severe brain damage that they'll never understand this explanation. But Tesla constantly updates and improves their vehicles. Just because it has the same fucking name, the Model Y, does not mean it's the same vehicle it was yesterday, last week, last quarter, last year, or 3 years ago, because it's not. These same morons presumably should be telling Apple, hey, you need to release a new product because the iPhone is getting stale, failing to recognize that Apple consistently, regularly updates, refreshes, and marginally improves their iPhones. Now, it's important to underscore that this is not the best-selling electric vehicle globally. It's the best-selling vehicle globally, despite the fact that its starting price is well out of the reach of the average consumer. Don't get me wrong, it's exceptional value, but still today most people cannot afford a Model Y, even if they'd like one. Yet still, despite playing on hard mode because of the starting price, call it $40,000 US, it's still, for the third year in a row, the world's best-selling vehicle. So please tell me more about the narrative that suggests the competition has finally caught up to Tesla with electric vehicles. 3 years in a row, Tesla produces the world's best-selling vehicle. But wait, there's more. Tesla actually makes money selling this, which is the only high-volume electric vehicle on Earth other than the Model 3, for which this can be said. But please tell me more about how the competition's caught up to Tesla. The competition that today isn't in first place for 3 years in a row and struggling to compete with first place is losing money on every electric vehicle sold. The biggest news of the year, in my opinion, far and away, the launch of the Robotaxi network in Austin and the San Francisco Bay Area. Not a single major safety-critical incident. The Tesla needs LiDAR experts have left the chat. Another epic flex was Tesla completing the world's first fully autonomous car delivery from the Austin factory in Texas all the way to a customer. I think it was about half an hour drive out of town. Now, this isn't necessarily a massive needle mover for the company or its financials, although it certainly will help, but what this really is, it's just a big swing and dick moment. You do it because you can. Then there was the massive news, the introduction of the more affordable 3NY, whose starting prices, stunningly, some idiot with 3 first names on the internet predicted almost to the dollar. Not because he's smart, because he's not retarded. Now, believe me, this won't be the last time Tesla meaningfully reduces the cost to purchase a compelling electric vehicle. But this is more than enough to tide the company over until they've massively scaled cybercabs, rolled out robotaxis globally, and then start producing vehicles for consumers to purchase, meaningfully more affordable than the standard 3NY, based on the new modular manufacturing system upon which the Cybercab will be built. Speaking of, Tesla officially starting Cybercab production, although technically you'd probably describe it as pre-production. Official scale production, volume production of the Cybercab begins around April 2026. Big Tesla energy news as well. The Mega Block was unveiled. These things, in essence, money printers, which will have near infinite demand for many years to come. Supercharger network continues to grow, obviously. Installed over 1 million Powerwalls. Cybertruck, embarrassing all the brain-dead clowns who claimed absolutely idiotically, I have to say. I mean, just, there's no way that will pass any vehicle safety test. Look at it. It's not possible. You fucking idiots. Now, I said this at the time. I was pushing back because of these unbelievably stupid people. I just don't know how else to describe it. Who were claiming there's no way that this will pass any of the vehicle safety tests. What if it collides with a pedestrian? The shape's fucked up. Here's the thing, right? If you're going to say something stupid in a private conversation because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, cool. But let's say hypothetically, you're positioned as an automotive expert, and just hypothetically, because this definitely didn't actually occur with an actual human being, so this is just a made-up scenario, but hypothetically, imagine that you go on the Joe Rogan Experience and share with an audience of millions of people from your perch, your pedestal of automotive expertise, that the Cybertruck's not actually a real product. Tesla doesn't intend on actually selling it to consumers, and part of your reasoning is because you don't believe it's actually going to pass any safety tests and therefore wouldn't be legally able to be sold in the United States. As I said at the time, in response to these truly brain-dead comments, I see. So you're telling me that you believe the engineers at Tesla are so dumb that they don't realize they need to engineer a vehicle to perform safely in the event of a collision, and that they've unveiled the design of a vehicle. They haven't even considered how it would perform in the event of a collision. They have no idea how they would engineer it to perform safely. In fact, they probably can't engineer it to perform safely. But they're so dumb they don't even know this yet. But here I am, hypothetically on the Joe Rogan podcast. My name's hypothetically Matt, telling everybody, millions of people, that Tesla's engineers are retarded. But luckily I'm here to point out that they haven't thought about safety, and they've unveiled a vehicle that they can't actually engineer to perform safely in the event of a collision. And if they actually were serious about selling this vehicle, which obviously they're not, it's just a joke of a vehicle, not a serious vehicle, but if they ever change their mind and decide that they do actually want to seriously consider selling this vehicle to consumers, they will discover that it's not possible for them to engineer it to perform safely in the event of a collision. The arrogance of this hypothetical guy called Matt, who appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience, and many others, is truly amazing, and it's quite delicious to see them having been proven completely wrong. Not just, the Cybertruck did okay in the safety test, but aced them. This is, of course, the story of Tesla's life. They say they're going to do something. They set out their goals and their plans. They execute. Maybe they're a little bit late, but they get the job done. The skeptics say it'll never happen. It's not going to happen. They're doing it wrong. Why don't they do it this way? This is a joke. It's a stock pump. They're not serious. Elon bad. Competition's coming. Tesla needs LiDAR to solve autonomy, etc. Then, of course, Tesla proves everyone wrong every step of the way, and then the skeptics go silent until they latch on to the next thing that Tesla's doing wrong or will fail at and continue, rinse, recycle, repeat, never learning from their errors. Now, let me just read this. The Cybertruck was the first electric vehicle truck to ever get the top IIHS safety pick and a NHTSA 5-star safety rating. This is the vehicle that the clowns were claiming would never pass any of these safety tests, let alone be legal and roadworthy, acing the tests. First ever to get the top safety pick for IIHS, and it gets a flawless 5-star safety rating from NHTSA. The Model Y refresh. The Model Y L launches in China. L for large. Model Y performance. Refreshes of the S and X. And the final reminder again, Tesla ain't done. Epic year. Tesla absolutely crushed the things that matter in 2025. And I mean crushed. Launch Robotaxis mid-year, Austin, then San Francisco. We're now seeing them operating without anyone in the front or the passenger seat. Massive improvement, FSD 14. Tesla keeps the vehicle business ticking along, even though it's going to be an irrelevant sideshow soon. The haters, myopically focused on the past and irrelevant things like the vehicle sales. By the way, simultaneously trying to have their cake and eat it too. Tesla vehicle sales are down this year. What are you talking about, you fucking fanboy? It's a disaster. Ignore autonomy, ignore Optimus. Yet at the same time, they're unwilling to acknowledge that the Model Y for the third year in a row was the world's best-selling vehicle, not just electric vehicle, but vehicle. And the only electric vehicle, other than Tesla's 3, that's being produced in reasonable volumes is actually being sold to consumers for a profit. But the haters and skeptics will attempt to argue that Tesla's vehicle business is a disaster, while ignoring the rest of the industry, pulling back, admitting they can't sell their EVs, e.g. Ford, blah, blah, blah. And of course, totally ignoring what's happening with autonomy, which at scale will dwarf Tesla's automotive business, make it look like a rounding error. 2026 is the year of the Robotaxi. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.